Well, hello, this is Madeleine from Madeleine's Craft Room, and I'm excited you could join me today for my free monthly online class, which I call Let's Create Together. And it's called Let's Create Together because I post on my blog and on Facebook the different measurements that you will need so that you can pre-cut, and also what supplies you would need, because we're going to follow a simple template each time, and I'm going to show you a variety of different ways just by using different stamp sets or punches or dies, and that way we also get to see each other's as well, so that we can learn lots of new ways to be able to use one particular template, and that way it will give you lots and lots of ideas for your card making. So today, this is the image, and I was inspired by, I think her name was Arlene Ross, and she had done one similar to this, and I thought that was very cute. I have, in this one, I've used the Celebration Marvelous paper that's underneath, and I thought that went really well with the pretty pussy. And of course, with this one, you need a punch. And as you can see, that's what I've done here is I've punched it out. I've embossed, cut it first with the punch, and then I've embossed it. And this particular one, I used the macrame embossing folder and hippo dies for this particular one. So tonight, we're going to do a different one, just so that it gives you more ideas of what you can do with this template. And so the one we're going to do tonight is with the turtle. Now, it is a builder punch, and builder punch do not work quite as well because then you are cutting out all the different pieces. And let's see if I put this up here. You can see we have a little problem in that we have the eyes. But I'm going to cover that up with some embellishments later. But just so you know, that's the difference. You really need either a die or a punch that you can then cut out. And always make sure that this paper, as you can see, here's the measurements. So this is the white that we have here. You want to be able to emboss that after you have cut it out, because otherwise it will just be flat. So once you've done that, then you take your card base, which we have right here, and then you're going to find a designer paper that can show up underneath, and it will have a little bit of a frame all the way around it, but it will also show up through your punch. And for this one, I'm going to do green. This particular paper is actually the peach paper. And so this is the beautiful versatility of so many of our designer papers, is even though they're amazing, whatever the design is, like this one, the peaches, the flip side is always a little more neutral, and then you can use it for many different things. So I chose this particular one, and there are many, like I'm thinking horizons, and I think in the tulip one, there's a green one. Lots of designer paper that would have the green tones. So here we go. What we are going to do is we're going to start by, we're going to flip it over because I'm not using the peach side, and that's what we want to be able to glue on our card front. So glue or Stamp and Seal, whatever you prefer to use as your adhesive. I kind of like my Tombow glue. And what we're going to do, make sure you've got it. Yep, that's how it opens. I've done that before. So eager to make the card, and then I put it on backwards. So as you noticed with the pink kitty cat, I had this one going portrait. So you'll see how now we can do it also landscape. And here's our turtle. This embossing folder is our hammered nail, and I just chose that because I thought it looked nice with the turtle. And that's the wonderful thing, is so many of our beautiful embossing folders, you can have such a beautiful variety. So with this, what I also did is I turned it around and I popped it so that it's going to have a little bit more depth. So you want to be able to put these, let's see, we're going to put one there, And I'm going to put, oops, that one's sticking. There we go. And sometimes I'll use my edges. When I did my other card, I actually used the end pieces, and that can really work good for especially these long pieces. But in this case, it's a new sheet, so I'm just going to put these on here. And I think that should be fine. No, I think I'm going to put one right in there just so that the turtle is nice and secure. Okay, so now we're going to take off all the covers. Come here. And it's a few more because we're popping up a big piece, but it really does have a nice effect when you can do it this way. I'm going to move my silicone mat so we can get this in here. And now you want to kind of hold it over. I find standing up helps, and you just kind of hover it over, and then once you kind of got it right in the center, you're just going to place it down like that. All right, now, as you noticed when we did the kitty cat, I had a sentiment at the top, and in this case, we're going to use, I thought the Tasteful Texture, or the Tasteful Label dies. I love these. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp a stamp. Which one will we use? I think I'm going to use Forever Friends. That's such a nice little stamp, but I think it will work really well. Now this is Pear Pizzazz cardstock, but I'm going to go a shade darker. So I'm going to use the Old Olive. And I'm going to put that on there. And that's the nice thing with a circle. Oh, you don't have to worry too much about lining up because it's a circle. So you can just turn the circle where you need it. Oh, look at that. Great. Okay. So now I'm going to turn it over because I always like to be able to glue it onto the colored one and then pop usually the colored mat. But it depends. Again, if you're going to give this one to somebody in person or you're going to put it in the mail, sometimes when you get too many layers, that can be an issue. So you can put this just flat. I think I will put it flat. I think it'll be okay. But you could pop it up with the dimensionals as well. So in this case, I'm just going to put some, actually maybe a little more because it's on the embossing folder. And those little grooves, the glue works really well to get in there, but you have to have enough in there. So what I'm going to do is just kind of center from here to here and put it in. Make sure my words are straight. Okay. And now I'm going to bring in some embellishments. Now, I looked for ones because I'm trying to cover up. Normally, I'm not trying to cover up a hole, but in this case, I am. So I have a few choices here. I have gilded gems. We could use those. We could use elegant gems. That one goes see-through, so maybe not that one. But it is the right size. And the matted dots would work as well. And the other one that works, but now I'm thinking it may also be too see-through, is the opals. Well, no, it's not see-through. I actually kind of like how that iridescent, it kind of picks up. So, you know, I think I'm going to try the opals. So, let's get my tool here, my Picket tool, and we're going to have an opal. Oopsie, come back here. And because we're trying to hide it, you know, there's never any big mistakes. You can do amazing things and nobody would ever know that you have actually covered something up. So, one more. Okay, now we got those two there. I think we better go over here. Okay, That wouldn't be necessarily where I would place it, but in this case, I think it works. Now, the other thing you could do is you could put 5 on there, but I don't think I will. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. So there we have now 2 different. So hopefully you've got the measurements. Here are the 2, and I want to show you one other one I did, and that was using the heart punch. So this particular punch comes with 2. We have the scallop die and then the straight heart die. And so that's what I did with this one. I just punched the whole heart, and then I did one again in white and the scalloped one in red, and just kind of offset that there. And this is our ornate flower embossing folder. So again, just a little bit different, but every one of these, see which way you can see them. Each one of these are made with the same template, and then that way you can take one stamp set or one set of dies or a punch, and you can create all kinds of different ones. So that's our template for today, and I hope that was helpful, and I'm excited to be able to maybe see some that you have created. Please let me know if there's anything I can help you with, and see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.